Hello, my friends. I have genuinely no idea where time is going because we are halfway through the year, which means that we should probably go over some of my most used bags of 2022 so far, some of which you won't be shocked by, especially if you follow me on Instagram, but then others I feel like might be kind of unexpected, but we have a couple of favorites from Hermes. I have a Chanel bag here and two incredible budget buys, which you just have to see because these two bags look 10 times more expensive than they actually are. So if you'd like to see what bags I've been lugging around in 2022, basically the best of my bag collection, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and keep on watching. So this first bag I actually considered not including in this video just because I have been talking about it so much, but this video is about my most used bags, my current favorites. So I feel like it would have not been transparent if I didn't include this bag here because this is a bag that I use maybe not on a daily basis, but definitely at least a couple of times a week, which is not going to be a surprise, but it is my Constance 18 in black box leather with gold hardware, which this is a bag that I have several in-depth reviews on. I actually compared it to the Mini Kelly quite recently, so all of the corresponding videos will be listed and linked in the info box for you, that you can of course go and check out in case you'd like to learn more about any one of these bags. But this is a bag that, as I mentioned, I've been using on a weekly basis. I absolutely adore this bag and I'm so mad at myself that I didn't buy into the Constance 18 trend much sooner, because this is not actually my first Constance bag. Prior to this, I have bought into the Constance 24 family, which did not work for me. I find that the Constance 24 is a completely different bag than the Constance 18. Those 6 centimeters make the biggest difference. I feel like the Constance 24 you cannot really wear as a crossbody bag just because it's so wide and so large. It ends up feeling uncomfortable and it also looks kind of awkward. The only way to really carry a Constance 24 is either to tuck the straps in the bag and carry it as a pouch bag, or to double the strap as I have it here and carry it like this, maybe under your shoulder, or just use these as kind of top handles, which is just not the way that I like to carry my Constance bags. For me, this is a crossbody bag, strictly a crossbody bag, which you'll see most bags are right now, especially because of the baby beast. I need to make sure that the bag that I carry I can throw on crossbody if I need to, and when it comes to the Constance, it is incredibly comfortable, it's practical, it fits a ton, it fits so much more than most mini or small bags out there, because the Constance 18 is considered the mini Constance, not the smallest Constance, but it is considered the mini Constance. But as far as mini bags go, this is actually a pretty generous bag. I would compare it, and I think I did compare it in my previous video, to the small classic flap from Chanel. It fits a ton, it has two incredible compartments, and I don't want to be too repetitive. As I said, my in-depth review will be linked down below for you, but this bag does everything that I could possibly ask for and more, because this is one of those bags that is just a no-brainer. I can reach for this any day with any outfit and I know that it will go. So I am definitely planning on adding at least one more Constance to my bag collection. I'm thinking about doing an updated wishlist video. If that's something that you'd like to see from me, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, just so I know that that's something that I should work on. But I am planning on putting in a wish for another Constance in the same size, even in the same color, just because I've been loving it so much. And even though I was kind of nervous about getting this in box with gold hardware, it has been a winner for me. I feel like it adds a completely different facet to my collection than this bag would have in a different leather, even if it wasn't the same color. So I have been so incredibly happy with this bag and I don't see this going anywhere. I'm a creature of habits, and I feel like when I find a bag that I love, I will use it and use it and use it until I get tired of it, put it away, and it won't reach for it again for at least 6 months. But when it comes to this bag, I don't see this going anywhere anytime soon because this is, I don't know if it's too early in this video to already claim this, but this might be the most perfect bag that I personally have ever owned. Let's move on to a Chanel bag, which is actually one of the only Chanel bags that I didn't get rid of. This I'm so glad that I held on to because it has been one of my most used bags, especially since we've had Pi. If you didn't know, we got a puppy earlier this year, which completely turned my life upside down. Basically, has become my priority. So bags that are not really user friendly, I don't reach for these days, but this is definitely a bag that I have been using a lot, which is my Chanel belt bag. I feel like I talked about this bag at one point, and this is a bag that I have been loving more than I ever thought I would. It has been such a practical yet chic looking bag in my opinion. It's just one of those pieces that will immediately spice up any outfit. And I remember when I first talked about this bag, so many of you loved it, but I feel like just as many of you were not the biggest fans. Some of you thought that it looked kind of plasticky and cheap, which I completely get, but I do love a nylon bag, especially when it comes to a bag that I mainly use for dog walking. It's just so easy to clean. I don't have to worry about it too much. So it really has been the perfect bag for me. I think this launched, I bought this when it first launched maybe back in 2018, 2019. And there were two bags similar to this. So they had the belt bag, which was this one, which came in, I want to say a few different colors. It came in white, pink, and then in all black. And the reason I bought this was actually at the time the so black finish. I had never seen a Chanel bag with a black CC, which is the detail that sold it to me. And then there was also a matching backpack, which I considered for a hot second. The reason I didn't buy it is because it wasn't a structured backpack. Do you guys remember those Gap plastic bags that they used to give out back in the 90s, early 2000s? Then Nike did them for a while, also Apple. That's the kind of style of backpack that they used for this collection, which for me, I just couldn't justify spending $3,000-$4,000, however much it was at the time, on a backpack that kind of looked like a free plastic bag that you got with your purchase. So I ended up just getting the belt bag, and in hindsight, do I regret not buying the backpack? A tiny bit. I could definitely take advantage of it now, but I still agree that it just wasn't worth the money for the shape. If anything, it's kind of similar to the new Chanel 22 bag, which, if you're interested in my thoughts on that bag, to me it kind of looks like a bag that they forgot to remove the dust bag off. I remember seeing that bag for the first time and I was waiting for the big reveal. I thought that they just forgot to remove the leather dust bag that that bag came with. It took me a second to realize that no, I am looking at the bag. I feel like the fact that they spelled out Chanel on the front of the bag does not help either. It just kind of looks like a bag that someone was like, how can I make a Chanel bag without it actually being a Chanel bag? But I have to make it really obvious that it is trying to be one. So they just spelled out Chanel on the front. To me, it doesn't look refined. It doesn't look elegant. I'm just not a fan. I much prefer this, and we're here to talk about bags that I love, not bags that I dislike. But anyway, the reason I brought the Chanel 22 up is because it's a similar shape to the bag that I didn't buy, but this I'm really glad I did. The fact that it's made of nylon makes it so easy for me, and my favorite detail about this bag is actually the front pocket. So you have this front pocket right here, which you have pretty easy access to. All you have to do is twist this little lock, and then you have a really generous front pocket here, which I actually use to put my Louis Vuitton key patch in here. So if I have to hold on to Pi but I need my keys, it makes it so easy to maneuver my keys out of this bag. And then you have this large compartment in the back, which is incredibly generous. It's kind of a bottomless tote without it actually being a tote bag. It fits anything and everything you could possibly want. I feel like I've never struggled to put something in this bag. However, this part is not the easiest to get in and out of because it has this weird, I feel like they tried to make this bag really sporty and kind of activewear inspired. So they put this It almost looks like a seal, like a waterproofing seal over the zipper, which I'm sure doesn't actually make this bag waterproof, but I feel like that's the inspiration, which means that the zipper sometimes does get stuck on this thing. So I love this bag, but there's also something that I feel like could be improved upon. So I tried to look for another similar waist bag that I could wear crossbody, and I came across a bag by the row, which I feel like is called the banana bag. I personally have never purchased a bag from the row, not because I don't like them, I think that they are stunning, but they're quite expensive and most of their shapes are a little bit too organic for my liking. There is one bag that I have been eyeing, which I think is one of their first bags, or it was one of their first bags that they ever launched, which I want to say is called the Margot bag. That is really tempting, which they have just launched in a gigantic oversized version, which is on my radar. But I thought of them because I know that they have quite a few utilitarian bags, and they certainly did. So I ended up ordering the raw banana bag, which should be coming hopefully soon. So you will see that unboxing. But if I don't have it, why am I talking about it? So when I was doing research for getting another waist bag, I came across the raw one, but as I mentioned, I wasn't sure if I want to pull the trigger because it's not a shape that I would usually go for. So while I was doing a little bit of digging on that bag, trying to find reviews and basically read people's thoughts, I came across an article that compared that raw bag to this one, which is an incredibly affordable. I guess you could call it a dupe. It technically isn't because it is a completely different shape, but it would be a similar user experience. So I have actually been using this bag for dog walking before I ordered the raw one, just because I wanted to make sure that it is a shape that I would actually reach for, because it is a similar idea. It's not identical to the banana bag, but it is similar, which is this puffy nylon bag from, believe it or not, Uniqlo. And this might be the best, I think this was 15 euros, the best 15 euros I have ever spent, because it is such an incredible bag. If you need an easy throw-on bag, if you go on hikes, if you walk a dog, or if you just want a bag that you really don't have to worry about, this is insanely good. It comes with an adjustable shoulder strap, it's puffy, it's padded, it feels expensive, and it doesn't have any branding. I'm excited to compare it to the raw bag because obviously it is a similar idea. I understand why that article compared this to the raw bag. If you have a closer look and if you're really into luxury and luxury details, they're not going to be comparable. But again, the idea is the same, so I actually just used it this morning. So in here, I have a cap, I don't know why, but on the inside it is incredibly large, it fits a ton. You also get two little side pockets, which is a huge improvement compared to the Chanel one, which is just one big space that you can use. Here you have two pockets on the side, and then basically it's just this half moon shaped bag, which I have been loving. So I just wanted to put this on your radar. I know it's not a luxury bag, but if you have been toying with the idea of getting that raw bag, or if you just need a simple bag and you don't want to spend the money, this is amazing. And speaking of budget buys, I had to show you this tote bag because this is something that I have been using for the past couple of weeks, and I adore this bag. If you watched my last, I think it was my last shopping vlog where I talked about wanting to get a gym bag, I do want to get a beautiful gym bag, sort of a duffel or a large oversized tote. But in the meantime, this is the bag that I have been carrying, not only to the gym, but also when we go on a hike or when we take the baby beast to the park or when he goes to his dog school. This is the bag that I have been carrying because this, I actually believe, was, I think it was designed as a more sort of chic contemporary take on a diaper bag, because it is called the mom bag and it is from a smaller company which is called Studio News. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I will make sure to link the name of the brand down below. This is their oversized mom tote bag, which as you can see is gigantic. I mean, if you're petite and you don't like an oversized tote bag, don't go anywhere near this. But if you want a large tote bag to take to the grocery store or take to the gym, this is the bag for you. I think this is one of the only things that they do. I think they do this, they do some cosmetic pouches, and I think at this point they might have a backpack as well, but this is the style that they're known for, which comes in a ton of different finishes, a ton of different colors. They even have a woven version, which is kind of similar to the Prada tote that I was eyeing, so I'm tempted by that too. But this was my first purchase from them, so of course I had to get it in black, and I got it in this padded nylon, and it's so beautifully made, especially for the price. But I did spice it up slightly, so I ended up putting on a large GM Rodeo in So Black from Hermes, and then one of my favorite Hermes charms, which is technically a pendant. They used to sell these as pendants, but I've only ever used it as a back charm, just to give it a little bit of an Hermes twist. But I have also tied my mini Kelly around the handles of this bag. I haven't done it, but I probably should put my Kelly twilly on this. I feel like this is one of those bags that you can do so much with. So it's basically a large oversized tote. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's just a bottomless tote. It will fit anything and everything. And what makes this special, other than the colors, the size, the specs of this bag, are the handles, because the handles are really long for a tote bag. So long that you can actually put this bag crossbody, believe it or not. I've never had a tote that had the handles long enough for me to be able to put it crossbody, but with this bag I can actually do that, which is life-changing. One of the bags that I purchased to specifically use as a dog walking bag was my mini EVELYNE, which I still love and use, but it didn't really work out for me as a dog walking bag for a couple of reasons. But the biggest one being the length of the shoulder strap. The shoulder strap on the mini EVELYNE isn't adjustable, which means that it kind of goes back and forth when I have to reach down to pick up something, when I have to check on the baby beast, usually when I have to take something out of his mouth, because he's one of those dogs that will pick up anything and everything that fits into his mouth, and even things that don't fit into his mouth, he will chew on them until they do. And it's cute to chew on them, but it's not cute when he tries to eat everything off the pavement. So that's usually what I have to struggle with, and I always felt that the mini EVELYNE went flying. It kept going back and forth. I was nervous that something would fall out of it because it is a more open bag. So even though I love that bag, I haven't been reaching for that much. But when it comes to this bag, even though I wouldn't compare this to the mini EVELYNE, I feel like I more often reach for this, the Uniqlo bag or the Chanel waist bag, instead of the EVELYNE. But with this bag you can put this crossbody, which for me is so important. And last but not least, I couldn't end this video without at least mentioning this bag, which you're probably tired of seeing if you follow me on Instagram, because I have been carrying this bag non-stop. But this video is about my most used bags, so this has to be included, which is going to be my mini Kelly. But not just any mini Kelly, because if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have purchased a few mini Kellys over the years in different colors and in different leathers. But this is the one that I always go back to and always reach for, which is my mini Kelly in black Epsom with gold hardware. I feel like that this bag in this color with this hardware in this leather is just one of the best bags that have ever been created. Because when it comes to the mini Kelly, I feel like some people look at it as a more formal bag, but to me this is definitely a casual bag that I will dress down, yet it will elevate any outfit I put this on with. I carry it usually with either a longer shoulder strap, which I had custom made, or I carry it as a little clutch bag like this, and it is one of the best bags in my collection. It just goes with anything and everything. I would honestly even carry it to the gym. I just carried this to the grocery store the other day, hung on my large tote bag. I've taken this to the grocery store on its own 1,000,001 times. I've also dressed it up, and I feel like it never looks out of place. Not only that, but I feel like this is one of those bags that will suit almost everyone out there. I have never seen someone with a mini Kelly where I was like, I'm not sure if this bag necessarily suits them. I feel like this is one of those pieces that, because of the specs and the proportions of this bag, will suit most people out there. It is just an incredible creation that obviously I am a huge fan of. So I would definitely suggest that if you can, give the mini Kelly a look, because it is incredibly popular and hyped, but I have to say when it comes to this bag, it is for a reason, because it will look incredible on any person that puts this. But this brings us to the end of today's video discussing my most worn bags of 2022 so far, both luxury and incredibly affordable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. But please let me know in the comment section what pieces you've been reaching for the most. I would love to know what bags you're obsessed with. And while you're down there, make sure to give this a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, just so you never miss a new video from me. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed being here and watching. I know that I appreciate you, and I hope to see you back here with a new video really, really soon. Bye.